So my name is Ankur Bachhawat, and I was in the part of the MGB'17 2016 batch. My specialization was e-business, and I graduated in May 2017. I was interning in Mongolia in a local bank named Xac Bank. The organization visited our campus and they recruited from our campus. It was through campus placement, and that's how I got my internship there from college through campus placements. And it was amazing. Mongolia in itself, no one's heard about that country. Even I, in the first place, when they came and presented to us about Mongolia, I was like, where is this country exactly? And then we researched about it, we learned about it as to where exactly Mongolia is. And I went through Mongolia for 4 months in the harsh weather conditions that they have. I survived minus 40 degrees. It was a crazy experience that I would say that I got through SPJ and could learn so much personally as well as professionally, to work in an environment where no one would actually want to go there because no one's heard about that place. I was in the digital banking unit of the bank, and my individual responsibility was to help the bank actually develop credit card ecosystem. So the bank was launching credit cards for their customers, and they wanted me to design the whole ecosystem of how the credit card is going to function within the bank as well as with the customers. That was one of my first projects which I completed successfully and helped the bank launch credit cards for their customers in Mongolia. My second project was to launch a BI dashboard. That's a business intelligence dashboard we have, and they want that's basically used to analyze data and make decisions out of data. And I designed the business requirement for the BI dashboard for the retail banking sector, which so these are the two projects that I worked for. And as a learning perspective, it was more about how banks, obviously the functionality of a bank was there, but then working in an environment where language is a major barrier, it was good to learn about the whole culture of Mongolia and how people work there. It was very different than how we usually work in the corporate cultures in different countries, in India, in Singapore or in Dubai. Because there was a very flat structure. I could walk up to my CEO's office whenever I felt like, without even taking an appointment. That's how flat the whole structure was. So learning about the whole working culture, and obviously also working with a mentality which is it's in the developing stage, or even I would say underdeveloped stage, as to how they're looking forward to make themselves competitive around the world. And the second bigger difference is that Dubai City, Singapore is connected with the world. They have corporate offices around the world, have headquarters, just not in Dubai, Sydney, Singapore, but across the world. And you're really connected to each of them by language, by business, by culture. There are a lot of connectivity around, but Mongolia is isolated. They're not connected with the world. They feel that they are they're self-sufficient. They do not want to be connected. But then they realize that today's world, if you're not connected, you're going to be 10 steps behind the other countries in the world. And when I was working with people in Mongolia, my whole intention was to make them understand as to what they're losing out on, what's happening with them currently, and what will happen if they change something which is existing with them right now. And that was my whole approach, to make them realize as to what they're missing on, rather than just putting it on force, but teaching them and showing them that what is different, which is happening across in the world, which is missing out in Mongolia. So these were more of my learning experience in Mongolia as a part of my internship.